Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Jannu tribe here on Lakir Island, the middle island. And so far, you guys, it has been like a dream to be here. This island has barely been explored. We're just down on this teeny tiny little corner of it, but we have already found so many amazing things. We have these beautiful flowers, and over here we have our very own tide pool that actually seems to have a renewable resource of fish that we can just sit and collect from. We've got these big giant catfish, clownfish looking things that I'm totally in love with. We have some clams that are showing up right over here. It'd be kind of fun if you could like randomly get a pearl or something from there. I don't know what you would do with it, but it would be fun if you could do that. I imagine that little Comey is starting to play more with the fish than anything. I think she likes this waterfall a lot, and if we can constantly just harvest fish from it, that would be amazing. And then over here we've got a mysterious thing that was down here. You can't see it anymore, but there was some sort of weird plant. Oh, there's just so many new plants and animals. It's so exciting. Over here we have the little crabbits, and you can actually attack the crabbits if you come at them from behind, and then you can start smacking at them and they will actually turn into some yummy meat for the tribe to eat. And the tribe is doing great, you guys. We were totally geared up for a land of horrors that Dusk warned us of, but instead it's just proving to be a land of plenty. We've even had a couple children with Dusk, even though he has spiky body. We did manage to have Tsunami, who is a short-sighted little creature, which is one of the most annoying traits, but he does have decent genetics. He has beautiful gray fur, beautiful blue eyes, which I really can appreciate, and his swimming is just out of this world. He's got +2 water body, plus a swimming tail, and the hind web legs, and he's got underwater breathing and fishing. So even if he can't see very far, he will be able to swim really rapidly, and that'll be really fun just to have him darting around the place and exploring. And then we have his sister, who is also a child of Dusk's, and her name is Duskberry, and she's got underwater breathing as well, and really good swimming too, by the way. But she's only got cracking, not fishing, and I think she's going to be really great at collecting. But speaking of really great at collecting, that would be Anado. Anado has 4 collecting. She was just born. She's got venomous fangs, so she can defend herself a little bit, like a venomous deer. Imagine that. And I think she is the very happy young daughter of a very proud Sadir, who is very happy to see her mother Doli's line continue on with what this tribe, the Jannu tribe, considers to be a sign of a lot of beauty: the violet eyes, the antlers, and females with no pattern fur. That just seems to be something that this tribe in particular likes, especially the really light yellow coloring, and the white coloring is considered very attractive, kind of very clean. Doesn't really matter when it comes to the males though, they can just do whatever. I think the ram horn is considered really attractive though. Too bad we weren't able to pass that on. We may have Dusk have a few more children at some point, even though he does hurt the females that he mates with just a bit, because he's been really amazing and it's just fun to have those genetics added in. And then down over here we actually have Ariali, and she is getting ready to take this little group out on a expedition searching around the waterway. Ariali is our fishing swimmer who can move pretty decently far when she's swimming in the water, and she's very interesting, very interested, I should say, in taking care of Rovanduk and Sikoko, the first 2 children born in this new land, and they actually have the underwater breathing ability. Rovanduk can go ahead and collect things up with cracking ability, and so can Sikoko. Neither of them can fish, unfortunately, but they can at least do a lot of exploring around the waterways, and they can pop up and do a little bit of collecting if they do happen to see any fresh berry bushes. And speaking of berry bushes, we have a grand total of 1 berry bush. So this is the only berry bush that we have found so far, but we're going to be poking at it a little bit more. And speaking of poking at things, let's see if we can move Dusk up here, and then move Pookie down here, and then between the 2 of them, huzzah! They've gotten a little bit of food, so they can continue to collect from the crabbits. And I'll have Dusk go ahead and do a little exploring up there. And then we've got Rira. Look at those fish in the water. That's so cool. And it looks like Rira cannot just walk around. You have to like come down here and go around instead of just being able to walk straight across the stream. So I'll have to remember that. Also, sorry if I yelled huzzah really loudly earlier. I just realized that was pretty loud. All right, and we found another berry bush. It's on a little sickly berry bush. This is the first time that they've ever seen that type of berry bush, so we'll have to remember that. And I probably want to get Rira on the nest pretty soon. She's actually one of our older females. She does have genetics we wanted to see passed on, A and B, and she does have normal blood clotting and normal eyesight. So we are breeding her primarily with Kuvan, who is quite a healthy male, and they make an excellent pairing to try to have as many healthy children as they can before she passes away of old age, which is 5 days. Oh my gosh, we've got to get her over to the nest. All right, and little Kulo, he can go ahead and we'll send him, should I send him over there yet? I don't know yet. I think Kulo, we'll send him up here. And then let's go ahead and have, I think Ray, let's have Duskberry. Duskberry is probably going to be better at collecting a bunch of berries than anything else. So let's have her go ahead and start walking towards the berry gatherers. And then Tsunami, even though he's young, I'm going to send him down and he can join the others in keeping an eye out for stuff in the water. I'm going to send Ravanduk down here. Oh, what's that? It's another type of fish, you guys! No, it's a leech! It's a leech thingy! I think that's a leech thingy. Ravanduk, watch out! Stay away from it! I don't know what it's going to do to you, but I don't like him. I don't like that little guy. Look at that little sucker looking mouth. All right, we're going to try to avoid that thing. And see, Coco can come on over. She's also got some excellent movement, and she can gather up that little clam. I'm going to leave Ariali. Ray is... Who does Ray need to breed with? Let's see. She has G&D immunity. She's had a couple children. I think that breeding with Kuvan would be a good idea. So I'm going to send her over here to become pregnant with Kuvan once more. And G&D from her sister Pearl. And actually Pearl is a little bit healthier because she doesn't carry the blood clotting secondary. Now, let's see. Why do we have Pookie with us if I'm not going to use his genetics? I feel like Pearl is really enchanted by Dusk, but I hate to pass on... Who has totally normal eyesight? Rira does. Looks like Rira is the only one with totally normal eyesight. I just hate to put the short-sighted eyes so deep into our family tree. But at the same time, yeah, I really hate to continue passing on short-sighted eyes. So we'll have to let Duskberry and Tsunami maybe be the only one of Dusk's children. Just because that is such a huge drawback. If it was almost any other genetic thing, I wouldn't worry about it so much. But that's just really annoying. Alright, so let's see. We do have B immunity in Pookie. Do I have B immunity in anybody? Yeah, I've got D and B already. We're actually doing pretty good at passing on the variety of genetics that we have available. I think Comey with her beak for feeding from the bottom would be amazing to see having some babies pretty soon. But Pearl, we've got a lot of nests over here. And I wonder if Pearl should go and try to breed, or she's very young. Maybe I'll have her do a little bit of exploring too. So I'm going to actually start sending her up along the edges so we can get some more exploring done. And then Sadir I'll leave right here just to watch over the babies. So that means Ariali can come on over. And there's the thing again! There's that really interesting plant again. I'm so curious about what the heck that is and if we can do anything with it. Alright, so let's go ahead and make our next move. Stay away from me, little leechy thing. Alright, so far so good. Oh! Did you hear that? It was the call of the wild Dodomingo! So the Dodomingo are indeed lurking around. We'll have to keep an eye out for them. Let's move Rira onto the nest. We're going to have little Anado come over and she can stand guard over this little berry patch. And then Rira, I'm going to get her straight up on the nest. And then let's see. I need to get little Duskberry over this way. And Tsunami is going to stay... Let's see, is he going to grow up next turn? I think he is going to grow up next turn, so I'll move him a little bit. Sadir. I think we should just do a bit more exploring. We've had several children, maybe a couple more, especially from like my healthiest females. So it looks like Kuvan is the one who's going to be in the most request, like the most demand. There we go. Right now. So Kuvan, like Pearl would even have a healthy baby with you. Everybody's gonna want to mate with Kuvan because he has perfect eyesight, so that's true. I should probably go ahead. I'm gonna stick normal eyes in, and then I'm going to stick, man, that beak would be really fun. Can dig up food from underwater. That would be fun to see too, but I think we need to leave Claw in for a little while because Claw is gonna be pretty important to defend ourselves as time goes on. Speaking of defending ourselves, let's have Dusk come up first, and I'll have him clear the way a little bit, and then Pookie can come over too. He's actually the one of, oh yeah, and he's got normal eyesight as well, but I don't know if he would be, yeah, his genetics are just shared a little bit more among my females, but we'll have him do a little bit more exploring too. Kulo, let's see, he's very healthy. He is very, very healthy, so he's like my first healthy young male. I think I'll have him follow those two so that they can see what they can find. And it looks like Kuvan then is going to be chosen as the one to stay behind. Just because he can provide some very healthy babies. Dodomingo! There's a Dodomingo! Wild Dodomingo! Gonna show up and try to steal my nest. Oh, it stole the other nest. Maybe it will be able to decide between the two nests. Alright, let's get Ray over here. And she's gonna need, and I'll have Sadir guard this nest. Suddenly Sadir is guarding the nest against the Dodomingo. And I guess I'll have Pearl work her way back then, so that she can go and have a baby safely in the nest. So that's a lot of babies all of a sudden, but I'm just very curious about them. Also, what the heck? What are you doing? What are you doing, Mr. Crabbit, huh? I don't want to get, can I get him? Did we get the crab? Look at that! Okay, can I harvest from this? I can! I think! Oh, that gives you temporary water breathing! Kind of like the other thing heals you. That is so cool. So now I know what that does. And now you have like a double water breathing. So she has 4 water breathing. That's so neat. Alright, let's get that crabbit. Alright, he's dead. We'll be able to collect him next. And it does look like there's just a endless supply of fish at this spot. That is fantastic. I think Comey is in love with this. We're gonna have to put one of our fishers there because I do need to be able to actually do other things with Comey, like search the water bottom and see how feeding off of the bottom of the water works. Alright, so now that that is done and Sadir has guarded the nest, we're gonna leave her there so she can protect the nest for Pearl. Let's go ahead and see what new babies are gonna be born, and then I think we do need to start more aggressively exploring. Yay! All right. Oh, Siriana. What a pretty name. Look, and she has the ability to catch fish and defend herself quite well. I think we'll send her over to help Comey out at the little tide pool. She's got perfect eyesight. She's got D and F immunity. And the only thing that she has is recessive hemophilia. So that's really wonderful. I'm very happy to see how healthy she is. And then we have little Simi. Look how cute she is. Rira, you've had a beautiful daughter. I think I'm going to name her Rico instead because I just love her panda pattern. So panda pattern is becoming a lot more prevalent too, and she's healthy across the board, wonderful, and she has good collecting. She can't really defend herself, but she can collect very actively, and she can gather up anything that needs nimble fingers, the cracking skill. So good, we've got some more healthy babies. Let's get even more healthy babies lined up. Sadir, you can go ahead and get out of the way, and we'll let Pearl get up there. And then I wonder if I can gather up. Yay! Okay, I can actually attack that little crabbit. And then I wonder if Ray, I don't think she'd want to leave her baby exposed. We're getting a lot of babies now, so we need to do some more exploring. So yeah, I don't think she'd want to leave her baby exposed, but I think we should be able to get back over here, no problem, if there is a bird coming. And I haven't seen a bird yet, so we should be okay. All right, we're staying away from those nasty little leechy thingies. And then we can gather up the food source from there. And then it looks like Ariali has underwater breathing for who knows how long. She already had it though. But I'm going to send her a lot deeper into the waters so she can start doing a bit more exploring. We want to avoid the nasty little leech thingies though. And then let's send Sikoko over here. Ravanduk. We'll start having them tag team attack that spot. And then can I just continually gather up? Comey can just sit here. Oh, we got all the fish. Did I overfish it? Can you overfish it? I'm not sure. All right, well, now it's time to send Comey down here, and we'll try to put her on the deep water so we can do a little bit, like, very carefully, because we'll have to move her off at the same time, but we'll see if we can have her feed off the bottom. All right, and Kuvan, let's have you explore up here a little bit, my friend, so that you can start doing a bit of work there. And then we have Anna Jo, who's going to be an amazing berry collector. I think she's going to start a whole new deer line on the mainland. And then right up here, we've got little Kulo, and Kula. I think I'm going to name him Kula. There we go. So we can start shifting how the creatures identify themselves. It's a bunny! We have a bunny! So that must mean there's a burrow over here. We'll have to like go and see if we can trace down that source. All right, Duskberry, she's going to go, I think we'll have her follow Kuvan. So Duskberry, you're going to come this way. Even if she can breathe underwater, really she's best at berry collecting. And then Tsunami is a fantastic swimmer, so I think I may have him start doing some deep water swimming around the island to do some exploring. All right, is that about everybody? About everybody. Riva is going to pass away very soon. I don't know if she has enough time to have another baby, or if I would want her to. So far, we've been very lucky. She has not passed on her no-paw, and all of her children have been pretty healthy. So yeah, I may have her go ahead, and if she can reach him, mate one last time with Kuvan, and if she can get back to the nest, then awesome, and if not, that's okay too. And then Pookie, for all that I wanted to bring him with us, it doesn't seem like I've been using him very much, so he and Dusk are kind of like the frontline explorers. I feel like I want Dusk to have another child, though. I think Pearl is actually pretty enamored with Dusk, so we may send her back over there in a minute. Alright, so let's see the new babies. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I know that sound! I know that sound! Mothers to the nest! Okay, so we're gonna keep an eye out and protect the babies. Oh, we have another orca! We are ending up with so many orcas, and I don't even know what I'm gonna do with all of them. Alright, all babies, come over to Pearl, where she can keep you safe, little ones. So I'm gonna move every single baby into the nest. And then the two females, oh, look, you can see the bird flying overhead. Alright. They can work on gathering up that food. And then there's more crabbits. Can you fish, little guy? No, he cannot fish. He's big enough to be able to protect himself. Dusk would probably laugh if the bird tried to come for him. And we're not really finding anything inside of the mainland yet. Hey, back off, buddy. We've got plenty of babies with us. I'm going to send her over here so Ray can keep an eye on the babies. I think Dusk would have warned them that the birds are bad news. Can Duskberry get any? No, she can't get any fish. So we'll remember that. All right, and Tsunami, I'm going to continue to send him into deeper water. Is it going to come for the Dodomingo if it can't come for our babies? Who knows? All right, we're going to have these two tag team attack and collect up that crabbit. And then Ravanduk can come over here and gather up that one. And then I think I'm going to send Ariali this way. Oh, there's a bunch of crabbits. A crabbit conversation is going down right here. And there's that big old bird following us in the background, so we have to remember that. And then, look at that! So we can actually, oh no, she's drowning! Oh, she's in deep water without me realizing it. Okay, so we're gonna dig this up. Ah, no good, you guys. So Comey actually has to get up out of the water. She just cannot breathe in the water, but now we know what feeding from the bottom does. Oh, I can't believe we damaged her that much. I'm sorry, Comey. We'll let her come up and gather up the fish from the riverside, and then we'll get her a mate very soon. Who should we make Comey with? Maybe, let's see. Maybe Rovanduk, because he does have underwater breathing, or Tsunami, because he has underwater breathing. I think we'll do Rovanduk. No, I think we'll do Tsunami because we would want to have underwater breathing from water body and not underwater breathing from gills because we want to pass on that really interesting beak trait. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. No, Ravanduk. There we go. No, that's actually Comey. I hate it when I accidentally misclick well, and then their names change. All right, we're not budging off of our babies, bird. So you can just forget that nonsense. And we'll have Kuvan and Rira possibly have one more baby. I'll get her up into the nest. Wonderful. And then Kuvan, we'll have him continue to explore this little spot over here. And Anado is just going to keep an eye on that berry bush. All right, we've got plenty of children and plenty of adventures going on now. So now it's just a matter of actually following through on taking care of our tribe. We're having fun. We've got some nests. We've got some flowers. We've got some spots to explore. So now let's take care of everybody. All right, and Rira has had a gorgeous baby who unfortunately finally has the no paw ability. No, we were doing so good, but she has B&E immunity. She's healthy beyond that, and she can scout at least. So, we have the Dodomingo, we have Rira, how about Sira? There we go. And she's going to be a scout, I think, because she moves pretty quickly, but she doesn't really have any other abilities. All right, and then Tsunami, let's get you into the deep water, buddy. And we can start exploring very, very far with him. So now we know that basically the beak ability brings up food from the bottom, just the way the digger paw does. So that's quite interesting. We can definitely work with that in the future. And I can have these two gather up some clams. There's lots of clams to gather up, actually. So clams bring about 2 food. Aha! And it seems like they show up very frequently around here. So having the orca tribe, like, just become a group of orcas that sort of roam in this waterway may actually work out very, very well for us. We might make, like, orcas and mermaids kind of like our main goal. So we might bring back Triton the Second or something like that. Yeah, look at all these crabbits! And it looks like I can attack them when they're underwater because they're busy attacking each other. So you can kind of take advantage of when they're distracted with one another. That's useful to know. And then Comey, I'm going to send Comey over here. And we'll send her up so she can start exploring along here. I think she would love to do some fishing. So actually having 2 fishers just bounce back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between these rivers would probably give us a lot of food. That would probably be super useful. I'm keeping an eye on you, bird. I know you want my babies. You have heard we've got beautiful babies over here, and now you want them, and you can't have them. Do you hear me? All right, and Duskberry, with her bad eyesight, is probably better to stay over here and help collect than the others. Anado, I think, is going to head in and follow Kuvan, her father. Pretty sure that's her father. Is that her father? Kuvan! Yep, Kuvan is Anado's father, and we'll follow him in and see what he's going to get up to. Sadir can gather this up. I think Sadir is going to follow Kuvan as well. And we're going to send her further in because Sadir has had some very healthy children who are very land-based. So we do want to, like, push into the land, especially where there's probably a bunny burrow over here. And then we also want to continue exploring the tide pools because these clams are starting to produce a lot more food than I anticipated. All right, and are all the babies safe? Siriana, you're going to stay right over here. And then Ray is about to pass away, actually. So what to do with her? That's going to be hard. But she was one of our oldest females that we brought with us. So it kind of makes sense. And then she and Rira. Oh, Rira's going to pass away next turn, too. So she and Rira, like, were both attacking the crabbit. That was kind of like one of the last things that they got to do together. Oh, this is going to be hard. We're going to start. Oh, my gosh. And when did Kula grow up to full grown? Oh, everybody is growing up. This is amazing. And actually, Kula, I'm going to bring him over so that he can mate with Comey as well, I think. I want Comey to have an opportunity to have children who can be on both sides of the lines. And then I think Sadir's right here. Anado. He shares genetics with Anado. Yeah, we'll have to start preparing the new line. But Pookie has done very well at just doing... oh, yes, finally! We've found another berry bush. Pookie and Dusk are doing very well at just doing some gentle exploring. I'm going to have Kula. I'll have him do... yes, he found a berry bush! A little teeny bit of exploring. Maybe I'll actually have Kula end up finding a mate. I do think that he'd be a great mate for Sikoko if we can ever find a nest. I guess these nests are perfect actually for the water-based creatures. They can lay their eggs up here where it's kind of safe and protected, and then the water-based babies can just slip into the waves and they can start exploring and collecting crabbits and working together as a team to get all of the crabs and to get all of the clams. I think that'll work out. So really our water creatures are going great, and now it's more of a question of what on earth we are going to be doing when it comes to our land-based creatures and what they're going to look like. I kind of hope they'll look a little bit more like Dusk. So if I had Kula and Dusk's daughter have a child, I wonder what it would look like. Huh. All right. Well, we're just going to have to see where the challenges and the trials that are going to be facing the family will take us. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.